Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jake's Chop Shop, and today we're going to be talking about the latest purchase. I've bought another VL Commodore, and let's dive into some plans and what I've already brought for the car and what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so welcome back. This week has been a bit of a shambles for me. A lot's going on. I've been busy, but I haven't got much to show for it. But there's been some big updates and progression here, so I want to talk about that today and keep you guys all in the loop about what's going on and what I'm planning and all that sort of stuff. So we'll start off by talking about the VL. Now, earlier in the week, me and Luke, or you might know him as King PSI, went down and picked up this VL from Marco here in South Australia. Literally the same day as I dropped the blue one off to Seaver to go be sent off the Central Coast. We're in the car and we organised to go look at this one. I'll put some clips in now real quick of going and picking up the car. And we'll be back in a sec. Me and Luke just purchased another VL, so I'm just waiting for some cars to be moved, and then boom, we'll get in this and we'll check it out. Here we are.
Yeah. Another one.
So the VL's at the shop now. It's Sunday morning as we speak. I haven't put the video together yet, so today's going to be a mission to say the least. But it's lowered. It looks okay. It's a terrible color. I think that's probably why this car wasn't snapped up. I'll tell you guys right now, I purchased the car for $13,000, so I figure that's a pretty good deal. I was lucky enough, I had cash on me, so we could make the deal happen. I think that's the only reason it did happen. But like I said in the last VL video, I wanted to do a turbo conversion for you guys. It didn't quite work out with the last car, and that was sold, and the turbo kit that I did purchase for that one was sold with the car. So this week I've been running around and I've pieced together another kit. So I'm just buying all the parts for the car as we speak. Also, I'm going to do a paint job. I'm going to paint it yellow. So canary yellow, BT1, it's the way to go. It's a bit of a unicorn car. Everybody starts building them and they never seem to be finished. But we're going to try and get one done, and I'm going to take you through how I do it and whatnot. What I'm going to touch on first is the reason I picked this particular car to use as the base. The last VL, the blue one we bought from Loxton, I spent a lot of time on that car piecing it together. So actually just putting it back together how it should be, or getting it as complete as we could. This car is a bit of a different ball game. So I wanted to buy a car that was in much better condition to start with, so we can save all the time. Nothing needs to be put together. It's already done, it's already a driver, it's already a manual. So those hours that I'd normally spend putting a car together, I'm gonna put completely into paint and turbo conversion. So yeah, obviously save all the time where we normally spend putting the car together. We're just gonna paint it. So this particular car, it's probably a little bit more than I wanted to spend on the base car, but I'm quite happy with the price. It's very nice. Now, it does have its issues, it does have its downfalls, but in terms of rust and originality, and I guess you can say it hasn't been molested, it's a fantastic car. all around the windows and everything. All in spectacular shape. I'll pop open the boot and I'll show you guys inside the boot of this car. It is quite good. So let's jump in here. I think with these VLs, if you open the boot and it's in fantastic shape, that speaks a lot for the car. Tells you what sort of life it's had. Now, apparently this car was from Murray Bridge, a grandpa's car or something like that. So I sort of do believe it. It's pretty good nick. Yeah, also obviously a Series 2. Now the difference between a Series 1 and Series 2 is the Series 2 block has the fittings for all the turbo, the water and oil lines, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% familiar, but in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be pretty familiar with it. But it's pretty much just waiting for the turbo setup. Obviously as well, sandalwood interior. That was a necessity for the BT1 replica, and also manual and an SL. So you gotta have all those things. Otherwise you're trying to change trim, change things, and make it into something it isn't. Also, it's already got the scepters on it, so another bonus. Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is I'm still doing some jobs at the shop at the moment. Like I'm working on the Valiant sedan, so I think I've got some footage recorded. I'm not gonna put it in this week. I was planning to, but I'm gonna save it. That's almost ready to be poly-primed and move forward into the bodywork and paint stages. Also, I've got to spend a bit of time on Luke's HG, finish that off. So I'm busting my balls on those two cars, and then I'm going to jump onto this VL because I want to have it done in sort of the next fortnight. I'm gonna really bust my balls, but I'll see what I can do. Get the full color change inside and out and turbo conversion. I'll show you a few bits and pieces on the interior of this car. So, door cards, good nick. Tops of the seats, not bad. A little bit of discoloration, but that's all right. We might vinyl spray that bit there. The stitching in the top of the seats come out. We'll re-stitch that up. Parcel shelf's nice. Roof lining's nice. I managed to find a original radio for the car. This car didn't actually come with a radio, so also the day we picked it up, me and Luke went down to the local wrecking yard and there was a Holden Chimera there. Now, I'll give you guys a quick tip. The standard VL radios, bit expensive, obviously, but you might be able to, if you can find a Holden Chimera in a wrecking yard, they have the same radio. So that's Jake's quick tip for this video. Yeah, manual, all there. I'm gonna find another surround because there's some tech screws in that, that's no good. It's got the right dash. Nice wheel, beautiful. I love it. It's such a clean car. You're sitting here and it just feels right. So beautiful. There is a rip in the driver's seat as well. So bit of a bummer, but apart from that rip, the interior is fantastic and everything works, so that's a bonus, you know what I mean? So I do want everything in the car to work. That's important. always important. But obviously if you start with a better car, it's much easier to get the car to a better level. Not to say that you can't make a car that's completely seen better days get to the higher level. They just take a lot more time, patience, money, and effort. So I'll talk to you next about some bits and pieces that I've purchased. So the boys at the body shop hooked me up with some Absinthe Yellow. That's the Canary Yellow. I think, what's the paint code? The paint code is 1D008. Also, some white base to lay down first because over the brown. Got some primer, hardener, tape. That's all cool. Thanks, Vince.
You love it.
Look at him.
Oh, come on, man. Paul and the boys at Outlaws helped me out with all the silicons, bits and pieces, oil line kit. So if you're chasing oil and water lines and the fittings that go on the block, if you give the boys at Outlaw Speed Shop a call, they can hook you up with that kit there. Now that kit suits the journal bearing turbos and the ball bearing turbos. The kit comes with the restrictor if you do run a ball bearing turbo. There's a difference there, otherwise you're going to starve your engine, the turbo. All that's sorted. Nino, WTK, Wheel and Tyre Kingdom, thank you. He helped me out. He had this Aeroflow intercooler sitting at his and did me a bit of a deal on that. So super stoked with that. Thank you, Nino. I appreciate it. Also, a few bits and pieces that were hard to come by, and anybody out there will probably be in the same boat. Turbo exhaust manifolds. I wanted to run a factory one, but honestly, I had a look online. There was probably a few for sale, but they were all in kits with everything else, and the price was a bit up there for what I wanted to spend. So what I've done, again, Paul at Outlaws, order me in one of these. Head flange and a turbo flange. And then I picked up all this steam pipe here from Metal Corp. So all of these pieces here, I'm gonna make myself my own manifold. So you just boom, weld everything where you need it. I just gotta pick up some straight section and then we'll get onto that. So that's gonna be exciting. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to big time on this project. So I'm pretty handy with a TIG welder, but I've never made extractors or a turbo manifold from scratch before, so I'm super excited to do that with you guys, and I'm going to show you guys the way I go about it and my thinking and how I'm going to design it. So you know what, it might fail, it might completely just, shit hits the fan and not work, but I don't see that happening. For what it's cost me to buy these bits and pieces, honestly, I'll still be ahead. If you factor in time, probably, and you charge it out at 100 an hour or something, you probably will be behind and better off buying a manifold off the shelf. But you know what? For me, time, I love doing it like that. I love learning and trying to push the boundaries and doing more and more myself, because ultimately you do save money. So I'm excited to do that. Also, I wanted to do a custom manifold because obviously the factory style is like a log manifold and a low mount turbo. So I still want to have a low mount turbo, but I want to have it so the pipes come up in a cool design and just give it something to catch your eye a little bit, something a little bit different. So maybe you pop the bonnet and you go, that's pretty cool. If I could achieve that, that would be great. Also, I've gone and picked up some 2.5-inch stainless bends. So, got some bends, got some 45s, got an exhaust, a couple of exhaust flanges. So, not only the turbo manifold, but we're going to be fabbing up our own intercooler kit. So, tigging that up as well. There's a few kits out there you can buy on eBay for about $400, but again, honestly, for the same money, I'll just build one, and it'll be exactly how I want, and I'll take you guys through that as well. So you guys can see what's involved in doing it. I'll show you how I do it. There's a few different ways to do it, but I've got a plan, a vision in my head. I've started looking at photos of other pretty relatively stock engine bays and just how I want to try and change it a little bit and make my setup work and make it look cool. And you'll pop the bonnet and go, that's not very modified, but yet it still looks pretty cool. That's what I want to do with that one. I've got a few other bits and pieces, odds and ends, silicons. I've got a couple turbos, a rear pipe from the turbo. This is just the factory VL turbo. High float, here's another turbo, just a standard one. We're not sure if this turbo works or not, but I need the actuator off this one. So, yeah, all the parts are coming together. So, I think what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do 2 episodes on this vehicle. So I'm gonna try and do 1 episode next week, and then the week after that. And I know you guys really enjoyed the hour-long episode on the blue car. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do 2 massive episodes on this car and get it done. So 2, hopefully around about an hour-long videos the next 2 weeks, and show you guys a bit of a, not completely in-depth, but relatively covering everything I do and how to do it, and not going super tutorial mode, but you'll get to see and you'll get to pick up some tips along the way. So very much looking forward to that. As well, I'm a big fan of builds and stuff. You might have already been able to tell from the channel, but not doing a 10-part series or nothing. I don't do fucking 10-part series. I don't like that. If I'm watching YouTube, I can't fucking stand when I see a video and it's got part 13. I'm not watching the shit. I want to watch it all in one fucking episode. I'm not waiting for that. So that's what we're going to do for you guys. And obviously this is on the fly. I haven't got shit saved in advance. So what you see is what you get. And it'll show you a realistic outlook on how long it's going to take me to do it. I'll show you the engine bay real quick as well. So, real standard engine bay. It's had the fucking gas, whatever. Again, beautiful in the plenum. Nice and clean. Yeah, very nice. So, I'm also going to cover a few different things. We're going to try something, and if anybody's a turbo VL guru, let me know in the comments as well, because I need some advice. Now, this car isn't about power. I don't really give a fuck about power in this car. That's not the objective. The objective is to have a very clean YOLO VL inside and out that makes dose noises, all right? That's the goal here. We're not moving the goalpost anywhere. We're not blowing the budget out. We're not blowing the time frame out. We need a car in, out, done, right? So, injectors and ECU. What I'm thinking, and what me and Gary have been talking about, David's put a bit of input in, a few people have put some input in. We're under the impression that we can run a standard NA ECU with standard NA injectors and run around about 4 PSI boost in the car, and it'll be able to handle it. That's something we're gonna still think about. We might put everything together. We're gonna put a air fuel gauge on it or a reader, have a look how it handles it, see if we can read it, and really debunk that myth, because I've read a lot of forums and half the people are saying, yeah, you'll be fine, you'll get away with it. Some people are like, no way. I hate that. I think you guys at home, doesn't matter if you're doing VLs or fucking whatever you're doing, forums are so hard to get your head around because you don't know. And what's the people's credentials? Like, have they actually done it, or are they just talking out of their ass? So we're gonna try and find that out. I'll show you guys and take you through. And you know what? It might fail. It might be, we might start it up and get a little bit on boost and it's going fucking, you know, some stupid reading, and then we're just gonna can it and just, all right, we'll have to do the ECU, we'll have to do the injectors. But then if I show you online and I show you and I take a video of it, you can see at home, and maybe it does work, and maybe it will be all right, and maybe we can prove that, and then you guys at home can go, fuck, I can save that extra $1,000 on my car and get it on the road sooner. So that's another thing. I think let's take it outside. We'll have another look at it outside, do a bit of pan around. I'm also going to chuck in the lowering clips of the night I brought the car with Luke. Obviously, straight away, lowered. So enjoy that, and then I'll put a bit of a montage up. All right, so we just got the VL back to the workshop. It runs and drives great. First thing we've got to do, because I can't look at it any longer at this height. It's actually hurting me. So we're going to put it on the hoist, and we're going to axe it. Let's go. That's not good enough. It's too high. It's no good. See that? You know why it's too high, Luke? I'll show you why. Because you can do this. Fucking no bueno. The rear, we're going to take another half foot. It's not going to be that much effort. I'm going to be happy.
You'd think he would have learnt from the blue one.
That'll be right. This one I'm going to do half, and this one I'm going to do like almost a pull up. This is a little bit pull up. Alright, that's good.
That's better.
Happy with that. Happy with that. Does it have trouble?
Not really.
Nah, surely, because I reckon it has to have. Yeah, I reckon that. See, that's a bit better. That's good. Like, yeah. Now, since it's such a nice day today, we're going to take it for a quick cruise. So come join me. Let's get in the car, see how it goes. Old manual, non-turbo jobs. Oh, shit. Never, never, never forget the seatbelt. Samuel. Definitely this car, I made sure I didn't cut it all the way to the bump stops, the rear spring, so we've got about half a coil of spring and it's a lot better. It's fucking heaps better. But yeah, this thing does drive really nice actually. It's pretty smooth, everything feels pretty tight. There's a bit of a noise coming from the back, I don't know what it is, whether it's the exhaust touching the body, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it's smooth, nice. I love it. More than a nice car, I love a shitter, hey. Fuck it. I think we all secretly love a shitter a little bit. But, beautiful. Alright guys, that's a wrap. I'm back home now. The car's, I'm pretty happy with it. Can't complain with anything, the old girl. Mumsy approves of it as well, so that's fantastic. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Also like to give a big shout out to Toe King for supporting the series. So if you haven't already, go give him a like on Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you guys next week.